then, so for your next project, you're going to be taking the work you did on your blog post, editing it down to make it better, and then you're going to make a web page from it. So first off, I'm going to go over the steps that you're going to take, and then I'm going to actually show you how to do this using CC Express. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so we're going to be using CC Express / Spark Pages. So it's a slash because if you're using a browser, you're going to be using CC Express. If you're using the app, it's actually called Spark Pages. But you can use either. It's totally up to you. Both are pretty much the same. They just have slightly different names. All right, so Adobe Spark, as you've learned, is pretty amazing. You can make all kinds of posts on the go, but you can also make web pages. So I've used this feature to make web pages for presentations, portfolios, even lectures. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using the blog post document that you created for your last project, the images and designs that you created, and CC Express and Adobe Spark to create this web page. What we're doing is we are going to be repurposing this content later on to make your video. So you want to go ahead and take the feedback that you receive from your classmates to make your content even better. Don't just use the same exact thing you used for your last project. You want to improve on it, right? So one of the first things you're going to want to do is edit the text of your blog post based on the feedback you received. Fix those grammatical errors, fix anything that seems confusing, so that we have something really nice to work with. Next, you're going to want to edit or even create new images or designs based on the feedback you received to make those better. And some big tips is to stay organized by storing these updated graphics in a new folder, and even better, name them with the order you'll be using them. Let me show you what I mean. So as I created new graphics for this, I put them into a new folder called Webpage files, and then I named them starting with 01 title, 02, and going all the way down so that I know exactly which graphic is going to be, what the order is going to be, and it's going to be a lot easier when I'm putting all this together. By doing this organizational step now, it makes your job of putting the web page together a lot faster and easier. Okay, next, once you have all of this, all of your content put together, edited, and ready to roll, you're going to actually go into creating a web page, and you're going to add headings and text. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do this, but it's really important to make sure that you're using the actual heading, because when people are using like screen readers and such, the screen readers will tell them what's a heading and what's normal text. And this is really great for maybe people who have a hard time seeing or something like that. We want to make sure that our content is accessible to everybody out there. And for each heading you create, you're going to add that image or design that illustrates your point along with the text. When you're done, you're going to go ahead and publish that web page, and that's actually what you're going to be turning in for this project. All right, so let me show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and move this over a bit. Let's see, let's make this smaller. And so here I have my document from last time with all of my text and such. And as I showed you guys, I have a bunch of updated graphics. I wanted to make this better so it really shines. So I'm going to come over here to CC Express. Now, of course, like I said, this is the web page version, the browser version. If you want to use the app, that's fine. I'm going to go to this plus sign here, and there's all kinds of different stuff. And right down here, I've got web page. I'm going to click here. All right, so far all I have is a title and a subtitle and then some plus signs. So this makes it really easy to put this together. Basically, when you click on add a title, you can type and add your title, you can add a subtitle, and if you hit this little plus sign, you can actually add your image. So I'm going to go ahead and add my first image. I'm going to click here and go to upload photo. All right, and it took me to where I don't need to be. Let me get over to where I'm going real quick. Here we go. Here we go. Web page files. All right. So here is my title, my first title. And oh, I gotta move this over. Open. Okay. And for this instance, because I've already pretty much added my title, well, here's the thing. I was about to say that you don't have to put in the text, but as you can see, as I change the size, the text gets cut off. And so this is going to be important because if you're viewing this on a cell phone, you're not going to be able to see all this. So what I am going to do is instead, I'm going to use the actual photo and then add the title. Now, it's okay to, for me to have this graphic because like I said, we're going to be repurposing all of this content for your video, for your next project. So I'm going to save this title for now to use for my video, but let's go ahead and change. I'm going to replace my photo, and I do have, let's see, the photo with just, oh, where'd it go? There it is. The photo with no text. Okay, here we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and add my title. How to take a professional. Let's make this. Okay, and you can see it's blocking a lot of stuff. So if I go ahead and click away, I can actually, if you can see, this turns into a little like double cross arrow type thing. So I can go ahead and click and drag this and move it to different parts of the screen to see where it's going to fit best. Let me see. Okay. All right. And so when I made my screen smaller, by hitting Command plus, or if you're on a PC, it'd be Control plus or minus to make it, minus is smaller, plus is bigger. You can see that it helped me figure out where exactly to place this. I'm going to put it right down there. All right, and oh, there was also, let's see, I want to add my subtitle. I'm just going to put with Emily Redondo, sure. All right, cool. So next I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and first I'm going to go ahead and add my introductory text. So I'm going to click actually I'm going to come over here to my document, and I'm just going to highlight all of this and hit Command C to copy. If you're on a PC, that's Control C, so that I can go ahead and click on text and then hit Command or Control V to paste. And there's all my text right there. All right, sweet. So not too shabby so far, pretty easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit plus and hit text. And what's my first tip is to, number one, look professional. So I'm going to copy that again and go ahead and paste that in. And you can see that it doesn't, it's just normal text right now. But if I hit H1, H1 means heading 1. So I can go ahead and hit that. All right, now we have what's set as a heading, and so screen readers will also know this. And I can change a few things on here. I can go ahead and put it in the center. Awesome. So now I'm going to add my next text, copy that text, paste it in. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and add my updated graphics. So I'm going to hit the plus, go to photo, upload photo, and go to my web page files, and here we go. Oh, and it looks like I did make a mistake. I did make my graphics in Photoshop. I need to go back in and take care of that, so I'll do that in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and hit open, and there we go. Pretty sweet, right? Now, this isn't the only way to go to create on here. There are some other type of options that you guys play with. You can create a photo grid. You can add multiple photos. You can hit create what's called a glide show, where you basically add a photo. Let's just add something like, well, let's see. Let's just add this for now, just so I can show you what it looks like. And you can add your text here instead. Okay. We'll go ahead and delete that because that's not what I want for my particular look, but if you guys want to try that, that's fine too. We also have split layouts where you can add an image and then add a photo or text or button or video on this side. Totally up to you guys on how you want to do this. Okay, so that's the basics of it. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, put in the rest of my content, and I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so another quick feature I want to share with you guys as I was finishing up. So if I click here on my normal text, there's also, you can add bullet points or numbered bullet points, which can be really helpful to organize information visually so it's easier to digest by your audience. So let's go ahead. I'm going to use the bullet points for here. So to make this text part of this, all I have to do is come to here, hit delete to go to the next line. Let me show you what that looks like. So now that line's right up here. And now that it's up there, if I hit return, it adds it as another bullet point. So let me do that a couple more times. Oops, let's see. Okay, awesomeness. So now that I've got everything put back in here, I need to go ahead and check out what I've done. We don't need that anymore. So I'm going to come up here. We could do a few things. We can go to preview, present, and share. So first off, I'm going to go to preview just to take a look at what this looks like. And it might take just a moment to load up, depending on your internet speed and such. All right, let's go to the very top. So I have how to take a professional profile photo with your phone, my introduction, my first heading, and my updated graphics. Sweet, 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 sweet. All right. Looking good. And this is a really good time to, read this so that you make sure there's no big mistakes or anything. I've already read this through a couple times, so I'm not worried. But yeah, make sure that you're reading through because we want this to be wonderfully fantastic. Okay. So this is looking good. And this last area I did use. So let's go back. If I hit this X, it'll take me back to the editing mode. I did use the H2, which is heading 2, to kind of make this, a little bit stand out a little bit more, but it's not quite a full heading. Now there are some other text features. So let's say if I wanted to make this bold, I can. If I wanted to make it italics, select italics, I can do that as well. It's completely up to you on this part though. Okay, let's take that off. All right, so once you're ready to go ahead and publish this and get a link to turn in, you're going to go ahead up here and click share. And you're going to go to publish and share link. Now you can see here there's some other options. If you wanted to print this, you could send it to your Google Drive, or you can even invite people to collaborate with you on this document. It's pretty sweet. Let's go ahead and hit publish and share. And from here we have a couple more options. So we have a category of what this is under. I'm going to go ahead, this could really be photography or education. I'm going to go ahead and pick education for mine. You can turn on yourself as the author. You could add your photo credits, all photos. And if you're using, maybe you created something using some stock photos, this would be a great time to add the credits as well. If you want, you can do this get noticed. It's totally up to you. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to click create link. And it's going to take a minute to go ahead and create it. Okay, and once it's ready, I can go ahead and hit copy, and that's been copied now, and now I can paste it to turn it in. You can also share this really easily to Facebook, Twitter, I'm not sure which classroom this is, but some kind of classrooms, Microsoft Teams, email, or you can even get the HTML code to embed it somewhere. Pretty sweet. All right, so that's it. Now, let's say if I wanted to, go ahead and share it. If I go ahead and paste that web address in, All right, loading up, and here's my webpage. Simple. Like I said, this is a great tool, to use to make presentations, portfolios, lectures. Really super fast and easy to do. All right, guys. So I can't wait to see what you guys, how you put your blog post together to make this webpage.